So today I'm actually doing another docu-series on moving some ductwork. As you could see, this is the ducts in the attic. I'll just give you a view of the attic. You see, this is live right now. Got live guys working. As you can see, this is the ductwork all the way through. So a lot of mold spores. So I'll show you guys my supply planner. Homeowner been breathing this stuff in. Very bad situation. Been suffering with a lot of allergies. So this is where we'll be putting a new plenum up. See here, we bag everything up into the attic. All the moldy ducts get bagged into the attic space right here, and then we take everything down. We'll clean the attic up pretty good. But if we go all the way back, this mold been traveling through the duct system. So this is like roughly, if we look here, 10 feet away from a supply plenum. Still growing, as you can see. Still growing all the way down. So this channel here runs through the flooring, well, through the walls, and goes to the downstairs section of the home. So I will show you guys soon how we is going to take care of this situation without moving any walls. So this is the top of a new air handler. This is a 23.5 by 21 cabinet. We'll be building a new plenum to get sufficient airflow, setting the dip switches correctly on this new unit. So we got proper airflow, proper CFM, just cubic feet per minute. Hey guys, we're here today. As you can see, I'm using a Ductulator to calculate my CFM. We're putting in a 4-ton single stage. This is a variable speed air handler. As you could see, we're looking at the CFM chart here from Train for this particular air handler. You know, we got a 4-ton. We got 3 different options to set our dip switches for airflow. Again, CFM represents cubic feet per minute. So most likely, you know, for a better sound level for the homeowner, we will go on the low, maybe normal, which is most of the time recommended. But I'm also going to use my Ductulator here. As I use in this chart, a chart is a plenum, actually a supply plenum will actually be 23 by 17. So 23 by 17, we line this up here on a Ductulator, and then it could show us up here a CFM. We have, well, really no static, but just is at a 0.5 between the return and the supply, 0.25 on the supply, 0.25 on the return, you know, which is giving us pretty much, let's see here, on a CFM, 2000 CFM, right? We got a 4-ton. As you can see over here now, we'll be pretty low on a CFM. So our ductwork is pretty much sufficient, more than enough for this unit today. So we'll go ahead and build the supply plenum over here. And this supply plenum, as you see, will be 23 by 17. But in order to build this at an outside dimension, we need to subtract 2.5. So that will basically be 14.5 by 21.5. Basically, I corrected myself here. Sorry about that. 20.5 by 14.5. As you can see here, we're starting to build this plenum. It's going to be a first cut, and we'll take that all the way to the end. So you see how we line the square up, and then we'll use a duct tool. This is like a first cut. It's going to give us a perfect 90. You always got to have the right tools to do the job. But as we move forward, as you see, this will give us a perfect 90 here. Steel 90 on a brand new plenum. So we remove this, and you can look how perfect that cut is. So again, this plenum overall will be, we do know it could handle up to 2000 CFM roughly. So that first cut was 20.5. Now we go to the second cut, 14.5. So now he'll move over, and by the time he finishes with his plenum, it will be 23 by 17. And as you can see, he moving forward with his second cut. Perfect. And we will do this all the way until the last cut, but I just want to show you the last cut here as we get. So now we back again. So this is a rectangular box, right? So now we back 20.5 for the third cut. As you see, everything got to be lined up straight. I'll just go back here for a minute. See the straight edge on this sheet of duct board here. This is 1.5 inch duct board, spoke code. So we'll get to the last cut, and then you'll see the tool we're using to make these 90s. And this is the tool we use to make the 90s, right? And now we come to the last cut, back to 14.5. So we at 14.5 now. And you notice the tool is different. Hold that tool up for me for a minute. So yeah, show me the blades. So you see the blades is different, right? Roughly different to this one. This one makes 90. That's the last cut to fold into really. So one end could go into the other end perfectly. And this will be a last cut, and you'll see the difference. In order to do this perfect, and there's nothing perfect in this world, but to do a good job, we need to have the right tools. So remove this end right here, and you will see how this last cut looks differently from these cuts. And we will continue. As you see, to keep everything tight for the future, you know, not just today. We're talking 10, 20 years, we want this ductwork to last. We actually use glue because this is going on an unconditioned space, right? So we want to make sure they stay together. So we put that spray glue, and we look how everything is lined up. Everything is lined up straight. Your edges got to be that tight, you know. And we put this together here, and then we staple. So this staple is just like an additional, you know, security to keep this duct together. So even if in the future, say 10, 12 years down the line, something wants to come loose, and we do mastic seal these joints in the attic, but still, it's together.
I get the other food, name it. You keep up this. Get the other food.
So we need 2 of these bucks, so we'll go ahead and start on another 1 of these. So guys, based on my airflow settings here, we're going to do 4 ton, which is normal. So you see the switches on, off, off, off. And go in here and we set these switches. So I need something small to get in there. On, off, off, off. 5 and 6 is always on. Know that by heart. So yeah. 7 and 8 is on off for the heat. 5 and 6 for the variable. 1, 2, 3, 4 is for the airflow speed and for your 4 ton tonnage. So we go 1 on, 2 off, 3 off, 4 off, 5 on, 6 on, 7 on, 8 off.